Sometime 6 o'clock. 6:30. Hello? Mhm. Yeah, so you see how far you are. No, we just say, yeah, we will consider. Then we reach and tell them about what we're doing because we don't know about the music. No, I'm gonna tell them. Tell them everybody. No, they just say something and you tell them. Say something about what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is Unfiltered. I'm your host, Chaps McFarlane. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining the show this evening. We are looking forward to a great show. And just give me a second. Let me hit my recording button as I didn't start recording yet.
Guild of Nigeria rehearsals.
Right.
She used to go there to rehearse every Wednesdays of the week. So I followed her one Wednesday just to accompany her, and the director pointed at me and asked me to come out and do something like a freestyle on acting. I was like, I'm not an actress. I'm just escorting someone here. He said, yes, you can't fill our seats. You have to do something. So anyways, I got on stage and I acted. And after the rehearsal, he kind of like started talking me into it, like, oh, you're good. I know you don't really like it, but you should try it because I think you have a future in it. I was skeptical, to be very honest, because I never, ever imagined that I would be an actress. It was never my dream, not one. But, you know, as time goes on, I decided to give it a try.
Right. Right.
That's how I got into acting.
And here we are today.
Yeah.
Big screen actor, rising star in Nollywood. You know, so do people say you're an accidental actor? Do people sort of make fun of you like that?
Is there a thing like accidental actor?
So tell us. You talked about your love for Juliet Njemanze. That's somebody that we all, growing up, used to watch on the big screens with Rising Noir and Stella Damascus, and you know all of.
Oh my God!
And now,
all the classic actors, I miss them so much.
Right. So tell us about what is it about Genevieve that really you lashed onto as a role model.
Okay. First is I like the air of mystery around her. She lives this kind of life that even if she's in the public eye, she's still a very private person.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You could go on blogs and they're talking, oh, Genevieve this, Genevieve that, and she would never come out and make a statement or make a comment about it.
That's true. That's true.
So I love her for that. And she's an amazing actor. She delivers naturally. There is no forcing in acting. There is no exaggerating in her acting. She's just natural with everything.
Right.
So, yeah, that's why she's my number one.
Well, it's interesting because you know I watch a number of your movies. Not just because I was preparing for this conversation, but you know, remember when we first met and I was talking to you about some of the movies, and you were asking me, did you watch? So, but it's interesting because you know you can see even the way just knowing you this short while, the way you sort of conduct yourself. I can see a lot of that role model of Genevieve that has dropped on you. Is that fair to say?
Well, I don't know. I don't know, but as much as I love Genevieve, I wouldn't want to be like another Genevieve or like a copycat.
Right.
I want to be myself. I'm going to be myself because I want to be the first Juliet Njemanze. And then anyone that wants to copy can copy. But I don't want to be a copy of anyone else.
Very well said. And I gotta tell you, you are the only Juliet Njemanze. That's really bad. Let's talk a little bit about the whole situation with the COVID-19 and how that has affected your industry. Because we've been talking for a while now, and I know you had a number of big shoots, and then all of a sudden we had this situation. So tell our viewers a little bit, how has that been for you and your industry and your work?
Okay, now the honest truth, a lot of entertainers or people in the industry, they will not come out and say it because of ego and pride. But the honest truth is, as I speak to you right now, a lot of stars, not even rising stars, a lot of stars, a lot of actors, entertainers, comedians, they are broke.
Hmm.
They're literally broke. One of my colleague posted something online on Instagram a few weeks ago. I think when the lockdown was about 3 weeks in, he
Mm-hmm.
posted that that he's eating his last pot of soup and that he needs money to feed. And you know, a lot of people are going to go online, see that post, and be like, "Oh, this one is just joking. I'm sure he has money." I'm sure he wasn't joking. He was serious.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're unemployed at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
We're part of the unemployed
Right.
unemployed citizens of Nigeria. We're not working right now.
Right.
Nobody's shooting anything.
Right.
You know, and most of us we live through what you call it, through our work. If we
Right.
don't shoot, we will not eat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's really tough right now for everyone in the entertainment industry, both the producers. It's tough.
Wow. So,
And I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe after this whole COVID-19 saga, maybe something will change in the industry to be helping actors more, because they don't pay us enough to fund our bills, feed ourselves, and then still save for rainy day.
hmm,
Do you understand? We don't get
right.
paid enough for all that.
Right.
You only get paid enough to feed yourself and then pay, like, small bills here or there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not enough to save for rainy day. That's why most actors, if you check most actors that are actually rich or wealthy, they have like tons of investment, tons of businesses on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Acting
Mm-hmm.
alone in Nigeria will not feed you and your family. That's the
Hmm.
truth.
Hmm. Very, very well said, and very, very unfiltered. Fortunately, we are on a show called Unfiltered, so
Unfiltered, yeah.
you've spoken the truth. I just wanna say, are you guys getting any assistance from government? I know it's a funny question to ask, but what sort of, given the situation, what sort of support are the big giants in the industry doing to support, colleagues, understanding how tough it is to operate in that industry, as you have just described? Is there any assistance, help from the government? Nollywood is a huge cultural pride
Yes, yes,
for
it is.
Nigeria and Africa. So
Mm-hmm.
we would expect that in these tough times, there will be some rallying, whether it be from, the government, people to keep this cultural pride, the people who sustain it, to also keep them
Yeah.
sustainable or sustained, right?
Yeah. Well, truth, I feel like the government sometimes they support the industry. But But the thing is, anytime or every time that Ghana must go of money comes to Nollywood, it doesn't go round.
Mm,
Do you understand? It just goes through select people.
mm-hmm,
A few people that are like maybe in the Actors Guild or the Producers Guild or the Directors Guild, a few of them up there are leaders. They're the only people that get to touch the money and get a share of it. So it doesn't come down to the rising star or the upcoming star or the star even most of the time.
mm, mm.
You get, just
Yes.
as we know, Nigeria is a corrupt country, and in every sector there are corrupt people. It's the same thing in Nollywood.
Mm,
The people who are leading are also corrupt and greedy. They actually really don't care. They don't care about you that is acting and trying to make something with your life. They don't really care. Their own is, if good luck gives us 10 million naira, we're going to share it among five of us sitting in this table.
well, that's very
So
unfortunate.
Yeah, it
because
is. It's
yes,
very, very sad. But what can we do?
well, and that also, is almost like exploitation because the reason I hope you can clarify on this, the reason I believe many of you do this, despite these tough conditions, is because of the passion, right? So
Yeah,
it
of
almost
course.
amounts to an exploitation of your passion to do what you do, even if you're not getting paid or the compensation that matches the talent that you put into to make Nollywood what Nollywood is. So are
Yeah.
there what about the people? I mean, I'm just saying that because here over here, it's the same thing. Entertainers are having a tough time, and they're finding ways. Even those of us out here who are being entertained are finding ways to support the entertainers because we understand. Are there any initiatives like that that we can tell people to support that are reaching out to entertainers and saying, hey, we know you're going through a tough time in this moment, we're trying to support? Are there?
Hey, that that is actually something that needs to be done
Mm-hmm.
because there isn't. There is
Oh,
nothing like that. Absolutely nothing. And you know how Nigerian celebrities they wouldn't want their fans to be like, oh, this person needs my help. Because Nigerians have this mentality of if they give you something, they sort of own you.
mm,
Do you understand? If they
right.
lend a helping hand to you, they sort of own you. So most of my colleagues would probably be like, I wouldn't want to ask my fans for help because I know that tomorrow now when all is well, maybe if I wear a dress or I wear something and they're like, oh, I don't like this, why are you wearing this? Then I start feeling like they have a right over you, over your career, over the things you do in public. You get,
Mm,
but for me, if we can actually, if the industry would actually come together and maybe create maybe like a GoFund page for actors, that would be amazing. I don't know if
yes.
it's going to happen. I doubt. That's the
Uh,
truth. I really
we,
doubt.
we are going to try to, I don't know how much power we have on the industry, but we are certainly speaking to those issues and hopefully the fans pick it up. There's a lot of fans across the world who
Yes.
love Nollywood, who support Nollywood, and I'm calling on all the Nollywood fans that something needs to be done to keep
Yes.
these entertainers afloat during these very difficult times, whether it is calling on the industry to rally or if it's the fans coming together to put together an initiative, GoFundMe or some kind of a foundation. I think that would really, really be appreciated by these wonderful, talented entertainers. Let us segment, not that that is not very important, but let us segment and talk a little bit about some of what you actually really do. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. You just said that many actors also do certain things at the side. You are also an entrepreneur. You have a little
Yeah.
business that you run at the side. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, for years, I've always wanted to start something on the side because I know I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
The money I was getting paid wasn't enough, you know. So I know I needed something on the side, and I've always wanted to. Well, I started 2019, but um, how am I going to put this? I hit a rock, literally, because the first goods I bought, I sell hair,
Mm-hmm.
human hairs and wigs, and I order my hairs from China and Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
So the first batch of goods I bought was stolen from me. Every single thing. I didn't sell one.
Wow.
And, and basically I used my entire savings to start up the business.
Hmm. Hmm. So,
So well that happened and it's a case of one chance. I don't know if you've heard about one chance in Nigeria. What happens in Nigeria? There's this thing they call one chance. When you enter a public transport that has thieves in it. Have you heard of?
I think I've heard of something similar where
Yeah,
it is sort of a stage public transport, and you get into it, and
exactly,
then they rob you, basically your ride. But
exactly.
it's staged and it looks like it's public transport. So, I've heard of those things happening.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
very
That is what
unfortunate.
happened. That's what happened to me. I was going to show a colleague of mine some hairs to choose from. And the thing about hairs is they're light and they can be squeezed very small. You get, so I had like a duffel bag of all my products.
Hmm.
I just had a duffel bag of it, and everything in there was almost 1 million naira, and it was taken from me.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear about that. That's rather very unfortunate. It's 2019 tragedy, 2020,
Yeah.
and hopefully, as you're talking to us, I know that you're a very resilient person, having been through all of these things. And just from our talk backstage, before the COVID hit, you were still working hard and trying to. You had some movies you were working on, and then
Yeah.
COVID came in. We'll talk a little bit about that. But stay resilient, hang in there. We will hopefully rally the fans to come in and try to support, because we definitely enjoy your art. And I think it's only fair that we also come back and show gratitude in a little way for that. So
Thank you.
tell us about some. You've done some movies that are all about societal issues. For
Yeah.
example, the Tears in the Dark, right? Tears in the Dark was about a girl that was abused by her father. Now, there
Yeah.
are several layers to unpack, but I want you to talk to us about that movie, the mindset you had going into it, being a woman in Nollywood, knowing the challenges that women in this entertainment
Yeah.
industry. We've seen it in Hollywood, we know Nollywood, certainly
Yeah.
Bollywood. The challenges women go through in terms of abuse. Um, Sort of situate us about how you were acting this
Well,
movie and that mindset.
well, the thing is, when I was shooting that film, I was going through domestic violence myself.
Hmm.
I was in an abusive relationship at that moment when I was shooting that film, and I had a bulge on my head here. I had a bulge on my head when I was shooting that film, and anyone who sees that film is going to think, "Oh, this is makeup," but it wasn't makeup. I got hit a day before I started shooting that film. So in every scene where I was getting abused, it was easy to cry because that situation, okay, not my father, but that situation, that same abusive situation, and if anyone who's been following my career from like maybe when I started up to the point when I shot that film, if they watch the film, they would see that I look different. I look like a totally different person. I wasn't I wasn't looking like me at all because I was going through a lot of hell that period. And um when the first time I read that script, I was reading it and I started crying because I've heard a story like that, a true life story. Someone very close to me, she has a story like that. Her father didn't torture her per se, but her
Mhm.
father abused her sexually throughout her formative years until she became like a full-blown adult.
Hmm.
He was abusing her sexually. So coupled with my friend's story, what I was going through at that point, it was very easy for me to be depressed. It was very easy for me to be in pain. Do you understand?
Right.
So You know, there's something that happened during that shoot. There's a scene where my father came. It's like a dark room, and then he came in with his flashlight, and he was flashing it on my face. And after that, he asked me to get up, turn my back to him, and then he raped me. In that scene, I cried and I cried and I cried. And then the director said, cut. I couldn't stop crying. They had to give me a few minutes to stop crying. I couldn't stop crying. I was deep into the character that much. And this is something that a lot of girls go through, honestly speaking, a lot. Girls don't come out and say, oh, I was abused by my dad. Because, I mean, society is going to judge you instead of helping you heal. They'll judge you. Oh, what were you wearing? Oh, what did you do to your dad that made him rape you? Oh, is it that you were wearing bomb shots in his presence? Like, why does that happen? Why do the victims get to be blamed for getting abused? It makes no sense. So a lot of girls go through that, but they will not come out and say it because they know the society is going to react in reverse. So this is something that I feel like the government need to do something serious about it. Maybe if they catch a culprit that abuses children, a pedophile, maybe they should cut their penis or something. Do something that will make the next pedophile very, very scared of abusing a child. But these days, things like this, you get to the police station, they put the person in a cell for 2 days, and then they release the person, and the person is out in the wind again, and then there's another victim.
Yeah, certainly. You've touched on a lot of things there from the criminal justice system there in Nigeria versus also just the traumatic experience of women in general. Abuse is certainly a thing, and I was asking that because we know about some of what happened in Hollywood with the
Yeah.
and anything like that going on in Nollywood. Do you feel like the women in Nollywood were empowered by what happened in Hollywood and are now speaking out more?
Honestly, no. No, I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way because most people at the top, most people that have control in Nollywood are men. And most of these men are sexual predators. So you as an actor or an actress, if you've gone through maybe rape or sexual harassment and you come out and say it, your career is either dead or they're just going to ghost you. So a lot of female actors go through sexual harassment and sometimes rape even, but they would never dare speak on it because of fear.
Wow.
People find being famous more important than taking care of their mental health. Do you understand?
Right.
They find it more important. They find it's like a goal. I have to be famous. I don't care. Okay, fine. I got sexually harassed. So what? And then it just goes like that. Nobody knows about it. And then girls that want to come into the industry, you get to hear stories like, oh, what you do is when you just nothing like sexual harassment. Nobody will harass you. Just get into the industry, know how to act, be good with your craft and blah, blah, blah. But that is all bull crap. Sexual harassment happens in Nollywood. And most of the time, if you don't comply, you're going to find it hard to get jobs. It's the truth. I'm going to get like a lot of bad comments from my colleagues for this, but that's okay. If
I
nobody's
was
willing to
just
tell
going
the
to
truth,
say
I am.
that we certainly appreciate your courage. It takes a lot of courage to be able to come out and speak the truth, speak it to power with no fear. And I mean, you're doing just that. I wanted to ask you, talk to us a little bit about resilience as a person, but also as an entertainer in that field, given all of this. I know there are a lot of young girls um, out there who look at you, and certainly they're going to be very encouraged. They're going to be inspired by you, your bravery, your talent, and they might be thinking, you know what, I want to get into the industry. Talk to us about resilience, because it seems that you're a very resilient person, you're a very strong person. How do you? What informed all of this? Share with us, inspire some of these young ladies who are looking up.
Um, I actually, I don't know. I don't know, but I think I have an inborn strength
Hmm.
right from time because, I didn't have an easy childhood. My childhood was, I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't something it's not something I can write a letter about, you know? And you know how they say when you become an adult, your childhood experience shapes you as an adult.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So I'm growing up with things that happened around me. It's not something I can talk about now.
And certainly we don't
but
want to put that pressure on you. You don't need to share that.
but
Yeah.
like with things that happen around me, I sort of have this sense of as long as you're alive, you're going to have to deal with this. So why not deal with it now? Get the fear out, get the trauma out, whatever it is that is holding you back, get it out
Hmm.
because you will still deal with it as long as you live. So I don't have that mindset of, okay, this has happened, my life is over, I'm giving up. I mean, if you give up, you might as well just take your own life. That's the way I feel.
Hmm.
As long as you're alive, you just have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. You have to stay strong. This world is a jungle. Every industry is a jungle. The bank industry is a jungle. The entertainment industry is a jungle. The sports industry is a jungle. Every industry is a jungle. It's going to be tough. It is going to get tough.
Hmm.
But if you get tougher, life would be easier. You
Hmm.
can't be weak.
Right, right. Very powerful. Very powerful. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is Unfiltered. We have the one and only Juliet Njemanze here with us today, and we are having a very powerful conversation. Please like, share, visit her page at official Juliet Njemanze, support her, send her some beautiful comments. She's very courageous. She's speaking truth to power, and certainly want everybody who's watching to support her and show her some love. Let's talk about you seem to have taken the challenges, as you explained, from your childhood experiences in the industry, and incredibly, you're channeling them to these societal ills. So we were talking a little bit about sexual harassment and assault and abuse, but there's also another movie that you played, which was talking about the ills of sort of the prostitution or sex work industry, and that is Adaobi. Tell us a little bit about the mindset going into that movie.
Um, okay. While I was growing up, I had an uncle that he has this mentality of as a woman, all you have to do once you come of age, get married, start a family, start giving birth to children, stay in your husband's house. Literally, that's all you were born or created to be as a woman. He said it is either that or you end up as a prostitute.
Oh.
Yes. So, and those words have always stuck in my head whenever maybe things get really rough and I'm considering, okay, maybe I should date this person because he has money. And I'm like, but your uncle said if you don't get married and have kids, you can't have a career, you can't be somebody without not being a prostitute.
Mm.
And then I go like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I want to prove this man wrong. So Adaobi is a very powerful story. It's a story about a girl that went into prostitution just to save her mother's life because her mother was in the hospital on a deathbed. So she needed money to pay the bills. But there's a twist to it. And the film teaches patience.
Mm.
Amongst all things, above all things, it teaches patience. Anyways, let me just give you a brief summary of what happened in the film. She got into prostitution. She fell in with the police. She slept in the cell. Of course, that is something she didn't expect going into the trade. She didn't expect to sleep in a police cell. So that kind of messed with her mentally, and she decided to go back home. And then she's like, okay, I'll go back home, take what I have, go to the hospital, and then if my mom can't be taken care of with this, then I don't know what else to do. But she had already prostituted herself. On getting home, she found her mother at home. Her mom had already been discharged from the hospital. An NGO came into the hospital and just paid patients' bills. So
Wow.
that's where patience, that's where it comes in.
Mm.
If she had been patient and prayed and waited, that still would happen.
Right.
You get? But she wasn't patient. She felt like this is a cross she needed to carry and she needed to do something about it. She didn't have enough faith in God.
Mm.
And the thing is, if you interview 5 out of 10 prostitutes and ask them, why are you doing this? They would tell you, my parents this, my mother this, my father this, my family this. Almost all of them, it's about their family, it's about their parents, it's about their siblings. It's very hard for you to find a prostitute that's prostituting because she wants to feed herself or because she wants to buy clothes. It's hard.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You understand?
Yes.
So, and that brings us to this same, there's this thing I've always had in my head, like, why is it that parents will give birth to children and then have this expectancy of, okay, I've given birth to you. When you get to a certain age, it is your turn to take care of me. Why? That mentality drives a lot of kids into doing things that they really don't want to do because their parents are expecting them to bring something home.
Right. Right.
I had a friend, when I was a teenager, I had a friend that she grew up before the rest of us, her peers. She grew up before us. She was going out with rich guys, hanging out with rich men, and she was always bringing money to her mom. She was always bringing in money. And another friend of mine, her mom would always compare her to that girl. And she'd be like, can't you see her? Can't you see she's bringing money? Can't you see the thing she's buying for her mother? You get?
Right.
So it's really confusing, and I still don't get the point why kids are expected, even before they have the means of making money, they're expected to bring money to you as an African parent. I still don't get that. It does not make any sense to me.
Wow, that was a powerful fellow viewers. I see Emily Ngo is watching. Thank you. Kayla Rose, hello. Wesley Petit, hello. Aunt Melanie, you're watching. And all of our viewers. And Emily, in fact, started a watch party. I am here with powerful, powerful words from Miss Juliet Njemanze. Very inspiring, impactful, and we're just talking about society and how that connects to her passion for interpreting script on the big screen, and some of the challenges that as an entertainer she has personally gone through, but the industry is going through. And I continue to say that we should all rally and support our entertainers. We do it here in this country. Why not do it back at home? Support people in the arts. When we talk of our culture as being a great culture and being out there, it is because of these folks. So we need to do something to ensure that they remain sustained. Ms. Juliet Njemanze, thank you very much for coming on the show and for being so candid and so inspiring. This is so wonderful. I want us to talk a little bit about, some of your other engagements or movies. I noticed that when I put up the flyer, I saw a cross commentary from one of my friends on Facebook who had watched the movie Five Husbands, Five Wives, Five Wives,
Five Wives.
Five Wives. And of course, it can't be five husbands because in Africa there will be no five husbands.
Yeah. Imagine we made a movie like that. That would be nice.
Interestingly enough, I wrote a paper on legalizing polygamy, and I said, you know what, in my paper I said, you know what, if we're gonna say men can have more than one wife, then women should be allowed as well to have. It should be fair. So I think I got a lot of applause from the ladies on that one. But segmenting back to Five Wives, I saw she made a comment and she was really praising you for your performance in that movie and saying what a great movie that was. And that made me really happy because I was like, this is what we want to achieve. A lot of us African people, we don't create a lot of these opportunities for each other to lift each other up in different ways in what they're doing and in the things that they are talented in, so that together we can build, Mama Africa, whether it's culturally, whether it's in my own profession, whether, across the board. So that really made me happy. So tell us a little bit about Five Wives and the, the rationale and the mindset going into that.
Okay, Five Wives is actually like one of the first films. Is it the first?
Calabash?
Let's see. Okay, it's actually one of the first films I shot when I started acting professionally.
Okay.
It was shot with Ike Ogbonna, Ruth Kadiri, Mercy McJo, and a host of other amazing actors. Five Wives is about a guy. The funny thing is, it says five wives, but it's not like he married five wives. It's just a title. Right. It's just a catchy title. That is not the story at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's basically about a guy that was planning a wedding with his fiance, and then his fiance decided to bring 4 of her friends for them to stay like in the same hotel, and plan the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started sleeping with all of her friends, excluding me. I was the only one that didn't do it. I was the good friend.
Were you the one? No, I want to watch it because that's one that I haven't watched yet. So go ahead.
Yeah, so he basically started sleeping with her friends, and well, my character is like a goody two shoes friend. I'm the goody two shoes friend. So I confronted him at a point, and he was like, okay, fine, you want to sleep with me too, let's do it. But I didn't want to do it. It's actually a really nice story. I can't really tell you much. You should
No,
go and
don't spoil it for me just yet. Let me go and
you should go and watch it. You would
I
enjoy the
will.
film.
Yes, yes. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, if you visit at official Juliet Njemanze, there are a lot of previews to a lot of her movies. So you can go on her page, you see a lot of previews. She's so kind enough to share them on her page. And then you can go look. She's got a whole lot, host of movies where she's featured, where she's been the lead, and so on and so forth. And also, you can follow her on Instagram. She is Juliet Njemanze on Instagram. If you are joining us, we are at the top of the hour. It's been a very great conversation. I would love to have you back on the show to continue once this thing all passes away and the industry is back, and you're back to your self doing the things that you love. I would love to have you on again to talk more. I know that there's a bunch of people watching. There's Alicia Fagan. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you watching. These people I'm shouting out to are lovers of Nollywood movies, so they've really been zoned
Oh,
in. In fact, we have
okay.
the former president of the Nigerian Association here, Miss Faith Moneke. She reached out to me and said, "Oh, that's a good one, Juliet. It's great
Wow.
idea." So definitely people here in Canada do know about you, and certainly people who are finding out. I know one of my friends in the States sent me, she first reached out and said,
Oh yes. Let me give a shout out to her. Mandy.
yes,
She told me about you, that you guys went to school together.
that's right,
So,
that's right. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. And I know my younger sister would be watching too because she's really thrilled. She loves Nollywood and
Okay.
loves the young aspiring actresses. So thank you so much for coming. I know that it is tough times. We are going to hopefully get the fans rallied up to try to bring some support to bear to the entertainers. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to say some final words to our viewers, and we will be wrapping up.
Well, hello, everyone. If you're watching this, thank you so much for joining in live. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining in. And please continue to support Nollywood. The government does not support Nollywood. We do it ourselves. It is an independent industry. Continue to support us. Watch our movies, stream our movies on Netflix, and we have very good films on Netflix. Go to Netflix, watch Nigerian films, support us, support our hustle, help us grow this industry, help us. I mean, you can compare us to Hollywood in some films that we do, and we're just like 25 years into this. Hollywood is over 100 years old. So the more support we have, the more we can do, and the more we do, the prouder you will be. So keep supporting Nollywood, guys. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We certainly will have a chat with her in the future. Thank you so much for joining us, and
Thank you.
have a great, lovely evening there in Asaba. I know it's very hot, like you said, so hopefully there's some cool breeze coming by now.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome, and we'll talk to you soon. Um,
All right.
Okay, ciao. Ladies
Bye.
and gentlemen, welcome. This has been a really impactful show. Pepe Muna, Paolo Dino, Emily Mbu, to everybody who's joined the show today, Wesley Petit, to those who have left comments, Kayla Rose, to those who have shared, liked, started a watch party, I thank you so much as you continue to support our show. And also, hopefully, you go to Miss Juliet's page and show her some love and support. And hopefully, to all the fans out there, please, we've heard it from her. The entertainers in the industry are really